Hello YouTube, Sam here from youtube.com/onlivegamer for the new Boston, and in this tutorial we're going to be finishing our day action program that we have been making. Now, if you have no clue what you're looking at right now, you might want to move back a little bit to the enumerations tutorial, and these last couple tutorials build on each other and we make a day action program. Now, if you remember from the previous tutorial, when we run the program, everything compiles and it works. And if we change the date, it says at 1600 Richard is, but it doesn't actually tell us what he's doing. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this enumeration right here. And we are going to use state because we haven't used state anywhere else in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to set the value of state according to whatever the value is that is passed to the set function in property. So we'll go ahead and just before we set the text of label state, we're going to get the value of the value that is passed. It's an integer. We're going to get the value of that and set state up here according to the value. So let's just go ahead and use an if statement. So if value, now let's come up here and see what we have for the first one. So we have asleep. So if value is, let's say, when are they going to be asleep? Let's say 10 o'clock to 6 o'clock. So if value is greater than or equal to 20 and value is less than 6, then what we're going to do is we're going to set state equals, and since state is of type day action, we can set state equals day action dot, and then we have our options right here. We'll just go ahead and go with asleep. Now let's go ahead and come up here and look at what else we have. We have waking up. So what hours would they be waking up? So we'll go ahead and do an else if right here. So else if value is greater than or equal to 6 and value is less than 7. So if it's 6 to 7, then what do we want to do? Well, we'll set state is equal to day action dot waking up, and we'll just go ahead and do this for each one of the values. So we can go ahead and type else if again, and we can type if value, and let's see what we have next. At school. So let's just say they're at school from 8 o'clock until 3 o'clock. So if value is less than or equal to, let's say greater than or equal to 8, and value is less than, what's 3 o'clock in military time? We got 12, 13, 14, 15. Let's do 15. So if it's greater than or equal to 8 and less than 15, then day action or state is going to be equal to day action dot school, and we'll create another else if here. So else if value is, let's see what they have, lunch. So let's just say they eat lunch at 11 to 12. So if it's greater than or equal to 11 and value is less than 12, then state equals day action dot lunch, and we'll do this 2 more times. So if value is greater than or equal to, let's say they get home and they do, let's just say this is when they're doing homework. So when they get home, so we'll go ahead, if it's greater than or equal to 16 and value is less than, let's say they work until 6 o'clock. So let's do 18. Then state is going to equal day action dot home. And we'll do this one last time for the programming. So let's just say they do this as a hobby or something. So we'll go ahead, if value is greater than or equal to 18 and value is less than 10 o'clock, so 20, then go ahead and state equals DayAction.home. Now, when I was making this else if right here, I did 16 greater than or equal to 16 and less than 18. I just went ahead and gave them an hour for the bus ride, but to make it simpler, let's just do 15 right there. So this one has to be less than 15, but this one can be equal to 15. So now we're going to use state to tell the user what Richard is doing. So we're going to go ahead and type an and sign right here, and then we can just do current, or not current, state dot to string. So what this is going to do is it's going to take the value of state and convert it to a string. So if the hour is in between 6 and 7, then it's going to say Richard is waking up. So let's go ahead and run this, and we will bring it over here, and you can see it says at 18 o'clock Richard is home. So right now Richard would be home. So we'll go ahead and we'll set this to 2 o'clock, and it says at 14 Richard is school, or at school. And let's change this to something else. Let's change this to 22, or here, let's do 12 o'clock p.m. Let's see, let's try something else. Let's set this to 12 a.m. And it looks like we have a problem with our code. So if value is greater than or equal to 20 and value is less than or equal to 6. Okay, looks like we had a little bit of a problem with the sleeping due to the way that the time is set up. So I just went ahead and took that out. So let's go ahead and get rid of a sleep right here. So we'll go ahead and run this. And we can go ahead and set this to 6 a.m. and it says at 6 Richard is waking up. Now let's send Richard to school. So at 10 Richard is at school. And now let's get him working on his homework. So at 16 Richard is home. Now let's have Richard start programming. So we'll set it to 8 p.m. and at 20 Richard is home. Let's set it to 10 p.m. Okay, looks like we have another error here. We need to come down here and find this and set it equal to programming. Okay. So at 18 Richard is programming. So go ahead, and if you haven't entered this code in already, you can enter it in and play around if you want. Sorry I had some errors in this program, but I've had some people comment on my other channel saying that when I make errors it seems more realistic because it might be something that they run into. So practice with this, make some properties. If you want to you can challenge yourself to find a different way to do this, because in programming there's a lot of different ways to do the same thing, and as a programmer you need to find the most efficient way of doing it. So you can make this program, modify it, do whatever you want, and then once you're done with that, go ahead and move on to the next tutorial.